Hello dear students. Now today we will discuss the relationship between the Cartesian coordinate system and cylindrical coordinate system and spherical coordinate system. Okay. So relationship between the unit vectors in all the three coordinate systems. In the earlier classes we have covered the topics related to Cartesian coordinate system, means individually we have discussed all the three coordinate systems, and now we will discuss the transformation among these coordinates. Okay, so if you are you have been given this Cartesian coordinate system, you can convert to cylindrical, or vice versa, or it is given in Cartesian, you can convert it into spherical. So we should have the relationship between all the three coordinate systems. Okay, so the topic for today is that we shall discuss the relationship between the coordinate systems. Okay, so for that let us draw the coordinates. So for that, what I have told you, that if you have to represent any of the coordinates, you have to represent through the three axes. Okay, so through the three axes you have to represent. So let's say one of this axis is this is your x-axis, and this one is the z-axis. Okay, so these are the three coordinate axes. Okay, and let us name it. It is the x-axis, this one is your y-axis, and this one is your z-axis. Okay, now we have to represent your cylindrical and spherical coordinates here. Okay, so let us suppose one point, as we have been supposing so far. So let us suppose one point. This is point P. Okay, this is point P. Fine. Now you know that if we have to draw the vector joining this origin to the point, then it is your r vector. Okay, now the projection of it on the xy plane, this can be drawn like this, and again the row vector will be this is your row vector. And what is row vector in cylindrical coordinates? You know very well that the perpendicular distance from the z-axis to the point. So this one is the row vector, and we have taken its projection on the xy axis, so this is also a row vector. Okay, now we will resolve it into the two orthogonal sets. So let's say we will draw it parallel to the x-axis, and from here also parallel to the y-axis. Okay, so we are resolving it into the rectangular coordinates. Fine. Okay, now we have this simple representation of vectors, and from this we will interpret the relations. Okay, so how we will interpret? See, now what is this? This is your r. So this is your r vector. This is your r vector. Okay. Now this one is your row. So this is your row vector, and again this is also row. So this is also row vector. Okay. Now this angle, you know that this angle is what? This angle is phi. So this is your phi angle, and this angle is theta. So this is your theta. Okay. And now this one is z. This is x. So obviously this is what? This is z. Okay. Now for more clarity, I will. Okay. So now we have represented all the set of coordinates. We have represented all the coordinates on this three-dimensional plane, that is x, y, and z. Okay. Now we should have the relationship. Okay. So now you see that it is a row vector. Okay. This one is your row vector. So it can be resolved into along x-axis also and along y-axis also. Okay. So if it is resolved along this axis, see, along this axis means this is parallel to this. So if rho is resolved along x-axis, then it is rho cos phi. So simply here we can write, here we can write this one. This is your x counterpart. So x equals to rho, and this is cos phi, because it is making angle of phi with the x-axis. So it is rho cos phi. Okay. Now what is this? This is going to be your y equal to how much? This is rho sin phi. Okay. This is y equal to rho sin phi. Now here it is r. Okay. So what will be this z? This z will be r cos theta. So here we can write z equals to r cos theta. So this is your r cos theta. Okay. So this P point has been represented in xyz also. Okay. In this P point is again represented in r theta phi also. Okay. And this P point has also been represented in the rho phi z also. So all the three coordinate systems can be represented on a single three-dimensional space. Fine. So in this way we have represented. Okay. What is this? This one is this is r cos theta. So this rho equal to how much? This is your r sin theta. Okay. This rho is going to be your r sin theta. Okay. And this is your P point. Okay. Let me make it broader. This P point should be seen very clearly. This is the P point. Okay. Now we will develop the relationship. Okay. So we want to have the transformation between, let's say we have the coordinates in x, y, z. Okay. We have the coordinates in x, y, and z. Matlab means what? Ki the coordinates has been given in Cartesian coordinate system. Okay. And we want the transformation in this spherical coordinate system, r theta phi. So the magnitude transformation we had seen in the last lecture. Okay, how the magnitudes can be transformed. If it is given in r theta phi, we can convert it into x, y, z. if it is given in xyz, we can convert into r theta phi. We had derived three relations. Okay, we had derived three relations. See, these are the three relations. Okay, if we have been given in xyz, we can transform it in r theta phi through these relations, and if the coordinates have been given in what, r theta phi form, yani spherical form, then we can convert it into the Cartesian counterpart. Okay, so this magnitude transformation we have already seen. Today we shall discuss the what, unit vector transformation, because if one vector is given, let's say one vector a equal to this is given in your Cartesian coordinate system. So obviously it is like this. Ax is the magnitude and a small ax is the unit vector along the direction, okay, of x. Similarly ay, and then this ay, this capital AY is representing the magnitude along y direction, and this is the unit vector, okay, representing the direction along y. And similarly this, so this type of transformation we do have. Okay, this is the transformation. But when you will convert this a, now this a is in xyz. Okay, this a is given in xyz, means it is in Cartesian form. Now if you want to convert it into what, if you want to convert it into the, let's say, spherical coordinate system, r theta and phi coordinate system, then this particular a, okay, has to be multiplied, with, means the dot product of this a r theta phi should be equal to this a dot, okay, and this ar a theta a phi, means you should have the dot product multiplication, means ax dot ar, ay dot ar, az dot ar, then a theta dot, na, this way we have to proceed. Okay, fine. So that's why we need to discuss the unit vector transformation. Okay, without unit vector transformation you won't be able to do it. Fine. So there should be some unit vector transformation that we will discuss now. Okay, so how we can do that, we will discuss. Fine. So with this diagram only it will be clear. Okay, so if I write r theta phi, then it will be ar in the direction of this r, then a theta, the magnitude along theta direction, and the unit vector a theta plus the magnitude along phi direction, and the unit vector like this. Okay, so from this to this transformation, what should be the transformation, that we have to discuss. Okay, so now if we have to do this, then we can write it. How we can write it? See, we have to get the ax, okay, ay and az. Okay, this we have to get. Fine. So if we want to get this ax, ay and az, okay, so there should be dot product of ax dot ar. Okay, so in the rough, here I write, let's say ax and dot ar, both are unit vectors. Okay, so magnitude will be 1 into 1 and the cos of the angle between the two, so cos of the angle between these two vectors. So this angle we have to determine everywhere. Okay, so ax can be written as see, x-axis and this r vector. Okay, so you have to get ar, ay, a theta and a phi. Okay, so what will be the direction in the r direction? We can say, so this is ar. So what was the direction of this ar? AR vector will be acting along this direction. This will be the direction of this AR vector. Okay, this will be the direction of this AR vector. R is proceeding in this direction, so the direction of AR will be this. So this is your AR direction, and along this you have the AX direction. Now what will be the dot product between them? Obviously the magnitude is 1, cos of the angle between the two. So any one vector has to be moved on the another vector. So this AR vector, how it can be moved on this? See, if I want to resolve this vector, this R on the row or on the projection on the x and y plane, this is r cos theta. So obviously on the projection it will become, this part will be r sin theta, and this is r sin theta, and then this is again cos phi. Okay, so what we can write here? We can write sin theta cos phi, and then we can write here a r. Fine. Okay, then plus. Now what is the direction or angle between AX and R? Theta. Next is theta direction. So for theta we can write cos theta. Similarly, in a similar way, if you will resolve, you will get this cos theta cos phi, and this is a theta. Okay, then minus sin phi, and this is a phi. Okay, so in this way we can resolve the AX along AR, A theta and A phi. Similarly, we should have the relation of this AY along AR, A theta and A phi. So similarly for AY also, see, this is your y axis and this is your R vector. So R vector has to be moved on to y axis. How it can be moved? This is your sin theta, and again this is your sin phi. Then you will come out across this y axis. Okay, so this will be what? This will be your sin theta, and then sin phi, and this AR. Okay, similarly we can proceed. This is your cos theta, sin phi, and AY. Okay, and then minus sin theta A phi. Okay, next one is this minus sin phi along z direction AX. Okay, and then plus cos phi AY. Okay, fine. So this can also be represented in terms of a matrix. Okay, this can also be represented in terms of a matrix. How it can be represented? If I want a vector, so if the transformation, we have to see the transformation in terms of the matrix, then we can write like this. We can write like this. So how we can write? We can write this AR, A theta, A phi. Okay, this is your AR, A theta and A phi. And how we will get this? We will get this through the unit vector transformation that we have seen now. Okay, so like this, and here it is your magnitude AX, AY and AZ. Okay, this is one is given, and this is given in Cartesian, and we want to get in what, spherical. Then we will have to do this matrix multiplication. So it is your sine theta cos phi, okay, sine theta sine phi, and here it is cos theta. Okay, next one is minus cos theta cos phi, then cos theta sine phi, and then minus sine theta. Next one is minus sine phi, where it is cos phi. The similar thing that we derived there, we are putting here. Okay, and this is your ax, ay, az to what, to ar, a theta, and a phi. Okay, this is your this transformation. And if we want to do the vice versa, if we want to do the vice versa, that is if it is given in what, ar, a theta, a phi, and we want to transform it into what, ax, ay, and az. Okay, then we can similarly do it. Okay, by inverting it, by inverse transformation we can get it. So here we will get ax, ay, and az. Fine, here it is your unit vector transformation, and here we can write ar, a theta, and a phi. Fine, and here same thing, the same matrix can be inverted by row and column. Okay, this row will become the column here. Fine, so it can be easily written sine theta cos phi, okay, sine theta sine phi, and cos theta. See, this row has been put in the column, and similarly we will do for the another two rows also. So it is only, see, the direction matters, so direction may be changed, otherwise the things will be same. Cos theta cos phi, then cos theta sine phi, and minus sine theta, and here it is minus sine phi cos phi and 0. So in this way we can do the transformation. Okay, in this way we can do the transformation. In the next class we will discuss some numericals based upon it. Okay, fine.